morning, everyone, and welcome to 5th Street here on the Baylor University campus. This is the 110th anniversary Baylor Homecoming Parade. My name is Lori Fogelman, along with John Morris, the voice of the Bears, and we are excited to be here again broadcasting another Baylor Homecoming Parade. What perfect weather we have for it today.
Could not have drawn it up any better. We had, 2 days ago it was 95 degrees. You remember that.
Yes.
This morning it's 49. It's clear. There's very little wind. This afternoon for the football game, 68 and sunny. It's absolutely perfect.
Now, yesterday, a full day of activities regarding Baylor Homecoming, including the freshman mass meeting at a homecoming chapel, a couple of pigskin reviews, actually I think 4 performances of pigskin review. You had a lot of open houses and receptions yesterday, and then continuing today, Singspiration, Extravaganza, and of course we were here on the stage last night for the pep rally and bonfire. And John, when you looked out on Fountain Mall, I can't even fathom how many people were out there. It was a huge turnout. Rain earlier in the day, but it turned out to be a spectacular evening as we celebrated and pepped each other up for the big football game this afternoon between Baylor and Texas Tech.
You know, all that says homecoming is a big deal at Baylor. It really is, and Baylor has done it, I think, better and certainly longer than any other school in the country. And it's just so great to see the folks who have come back, the past, the present, the future of Baylor University, all coming together here on homecoming weekend.
Yeah, we do have the parade approaching the Baylor campus. We understand it just crossed the railroad tracks on 4th Street, and so they will be here momentarily. Have to do a little maneuvering through the construction zone there at I-35, but we have, I think, 11 floats this year, I believe 10 balloons, and just we'll be hearing the Golden Wave Marching Band here in just a little bit. We're also incredibly excited to have many special guests in the parade today, including Baylor President Linda Livingstone and First Gent Brad Livingstone. They, too, were on the stage last night, pepping up the crowd at the pep rally and bonfire. They'll be taking part in their 3rd homecoming parade since rejoining the Baylor family on June 1st, 2017. And Dr. Livingstone has a special welcome for all of us this morning.
Welcome to the Baylor University Homecoming Parade. I'm Dr. Linda Livingstone, President of Baylor University, and it's my pleasure to have you join us for today's festivities on the Baylor campus. Baylor is home to the oldest collegiate homecoming in the nation. Just as it did with the first homecoming in 1909 to today's celebration, Baylor welcomes home its alumni, students, faculty, and staff to renew fellow associations and friendships and catch the Baylor spirit again. Today's parade broadcast is live from 5th Street on the Baylor campus, thanks to the generous support of the Sadie Jo Black Family Foundation. Enjoy the parade, and as always, sic 'em Bears.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Linda Livingstone. I love that, as always, sic 'em Bears.
Sic 'em Bears. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a great morning for sic 'em. We also want to say one of the main reasons that we continue to be able to broadcast this parade on television with our partners at KCEN TV, Channel 6, is the generous support of the Sadie Jo Black Family Foundation. Whether or not they realize it, every Baylor student benefits directly from the work of Sadie Jo Black, who was an assistant professor of home economics, that's now family and consumer sciences, for many years. She passed away in December 2010, but what a legacy she built at Baylor through her many students and through her thoughtful and creative support of her beloved alma mater of Baylor University. She decided Baylor's beauty was worth preserving for all generations to come. She loved Baylor and she loved flowers. So as you walk along Founders Mall and other places on campus, those flowers are a lasting legacy from Sadie Jo Black. She also supported cancer research by creating a scholarship for Baylor undergraduates engaged in medical research. And she established numerous endowed scholarships to support students' academic endeavors in honor of her brother, sister-in-law, and parents. Sadie Jo Black was a beautiful, generous person inside and out, loved Baylor University, and loved watching the homecoming parade and ensuring it would be televised so everyone can see it. So thank you to the Sadie Jo Black Family Foundation and to Sadie Jo Black for making today's broadcast possible.
All right, we're awaiting the arrival of the parade here on 5th Street. We're right in the heart of the Baylor campus, the Rosenbaum Fountain right behind us, Pat Neff Hall right behind that. Great location here, Lori, and great crowd here on campus. We know there's a crowd that lined up downtown Waco and all along the parade route. And you mentioned that the I-35 construction, it even affects Baylor Homecoming and the Homecoming Parade. So those of you who are here, you know what I'm talking about. If you're coming to town for the football game this afternoon, be prepared for that. But hey, it's nothing we can't overcome, right?
That's right. Well, we want to give a great shout out to the Baylor Chamber of Commerce and the Baylor students who will do anything for Baylor. That is their slogan. And they have done a tremendous job with Homecoming Week, including getting this parade together. That's a tough thing to do. And with 11 floats, I understand they've been measuring them and remeasuring them and then measuring them again.
Right.
To make sure that they can fit through that area on 4th Street as they go underneath the I-35 overpass and they head here, then to Dutton Avenue and then to 5th Street. This parade also would not happen without the Baylor Chamber of Commerce, whose slogan, as we mentioned, anything for Baylor, and that is certainly true. Let's find out more now about the parade and how it all comes together from parade chair and Baylor senior corporate communications and sociology major, Audrey Chisholm. Audrey, how are you doing on this Saturday morning?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Well, as we said, you're the homecoming parade chair. How many years have you been involved as you've been here at Baylor with the homecoming parade?
So this is my second year in involvement. Last year I was in the position of the general assistant over the entire of the parade. And this year I decided to step it up and really become the chairman and oversee absolutely every detail about it.
Awesome. Well, you've done a terrific job. I can't imagine how many hours actually go into planning a parade of this magnitude, but you and your fellow Baylor Chamber of Commerce members have done a tremendous job. When do you actually start the planning process?
Right, so I was actually appointed to this position back in February, right at the kickoff of the spring semester. And we've been planning actively almost since April or May, I would say, is when we started that initiation with the city and the planning process of getting entries and balloons and floats all put together. So many hours, as you guessed, but many joyful hours.
Well, we're so excited about the people who are in the parade this year. Of course, you get the president and the first gent, but they don't always stay in their vehicle, do they?
Correct. We always start them off in a nice Jeepster that's been donated every single year. But as they get closer to campus, I think the excitement from all of the students and the alumni and these crazy kids in their cute costumes really gets them out and interacting with everyone, and it's one of our favorite parts.
Yeah, we've got not only the president and the first gent, but we have state and Waco City officials. We have local schools and colleges and universities that are represented, and we also have some special people who are acting as grand marshals of the parade, and honestly they need no introduction, but tell me, who is the grand marshal?
Absolutely. Our grand marshals this year are Coach Kim Mulkey and the women's basketball team, our national champions. We're so excited to have them this year. I mean, if you want to talk about just a prime example of Baylor spirit, they're heading us off in a great way this morning.
Oh yeah, I bet so. I'm sure that once they hit 5th Street, everybody will know when Kim Mulkey and the Lady Bears.
Absolutely. I expect that volume to go up when everyone sees them.
Well, how many floats do we have to look forward to this year?
This year we have 11 amazing decorated floats from all the organizations that put in probably just as many hours as I can think of to make sure they are beautiful and wonderful. And judging in the past couple of days has been just mind-blowing, the amount of detail that's on them this year.
Also, we have a lot of balloons. That's a growing part of the parade. We'll have probably around 10 or so, but there's a new balloon this year.
Right. So The new Baylor United movement, we have a brand new balloon that's going to be that starting focal point of the parade this year. We're all going to see those big interlocking BU letters as really a rallying point of why we're all here this morning.
That's right. We're all Baylor United. So
Exactly.
that's what that balloon represents about all of us. And what is your favorite thing about the parade?
My favorite part about the parade isn't something that's as tangible, but my absolute love for this comes that this is really a proof of the relationship between the Waco community and the Baylor community. I'm a firm believer that Waco just wouldn't be Waco without Baylor, and Baylor just wouldn't be Baylor if it weren't for Waco. So to see this sweet community of both pieces coming together for this tangible, like, huge movement that starts downtown and ends up on campus is my absolute favorite part.
Couldn't agree with you more. Audrey Chisholm, the homecoming chair, thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful parade.
Thank you so much.
All right, Audrey Chisholm joining us to talk more about the parade and her role as the parade chairman. We understand the parade is getting closer to the Baylor campus, but before they get here, we want to welcome Jason Cook, our Vice President for Marketing Communications and Chief Marketing Officer here at Baylor. And homecoming's such a special time here at Baylor University, Jason.
You know what, Lori, this is a time where we get to see all the pageantry that is Baylor University. And one thing, looking around the parade grounds, just to see the multi-generations of the Baylor family. You have the small little kids all the way up to the grandparents, and that's truly what Baylor's all about, that line that continues throughout the entire family.
All right, and Audrey talked a moment about one of the balloons coming through is the Baylor United balloon, and that was a special part of the Baylor brand rolling out in August that unified the university and athletics behind that iconic interlocking Baylor BU.
You know what, Lori, we talk about the Baylor family, and it's important that we all come together from a united standpoint. And it started out as something that we could get all of our athletics teams wearing the same colors, wearing the same logos, and it continued to expand throughout the entire campus. So now all of our colleges, our schools, the university, we all look united from that standpoint, and that iconic BU with the green and gold. And then it's even gotten bigger where we're united with Waco. Even though we have crazy I-35 dividing our campus and the city right now, there's so much energy throughout Waco right now, and we really are united for this great community that we serve here at Baylor.
I love the Baylor United, so many layers of that, you know, and you talked about the athletic teams now. We all have the same. We have one green. We have one gold now, which is terrific, and everybody wearing, you know, the same uniforms from Nike. That's great, but then the kind of the greater meaning of united with athletics and campus and Baylor and Waco, just so many levels to that.
You know what, we have some really big aspirations here at Baylor, and President Livingstone has outlined our vision to become the preeminent Christian research university. And John, if we were truly going to do that, we needed to have everyone working together. It's all of the Baylor family coming together to help support that vision and that goal. But it's also, we needed all of our colors, all of our logos. We needed a consistent message of what Baylor's about, because we truly are unique in all of higher education in that Christian mission that we have, and we want it to be even bigger as we move forward.
You know, it was fun last night here on this stage as we looked out over about 8,000 people on Fountain Mall for the pep rally and the bonfire. President Livingstone and the first gentleman came up and they led everyone in kind of a light shine bright moment. Everybody turned their phones on, and she called to each one of the groups, alumni, to show their light, and then seniors all the way down to the freshman class who really showed out last night. But it was a really moving moment, and lights are just a very important part of the Baylor campus, about letting your light shine bright.
You know, we have so many things going about light, but it really is central to who we are. And we looked at the Matthew 5:14 through 16, where it says we're called to let our light shine before others. And we've truly built upon that we have a responsibility to let our Baylor light shine. And it's really turned into from where we let our light shine bright, but also to give light, which is our big philanthropic campaign right now. You look up and down the parade route and people have buttons and there's balloons, and things of that nature, but we want to give light to others, particularly for our students, to have other students have an opportunity to come and have a wonderful Baylor experience like you're seeing today.
All right, Jason Cook, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Great to see you. Happy homecoming.
And great timing because the parade is on campus and they are headed our way.
Right. Made their way under I-35 on 5th Street, headed down 5th Street toward our location here on campus. And it's a great parade again this year. Again, the largest and oldest in the country. Goes back to 1909, Lori.
You know, I was reading a little bit more about the parade, and I ran across a fact I had not seen before. But, you know, back in 1909, there was a parade associated with Baylor's first homecoming. It actually began at the corner of 11th Street and Washington Avenue, and they had about 130 parade entries. But can you imagine how quickly they had to move on that parade route because the football game started just 30 minutes later on Carroll Field here on campus. And nearly 5,000 people attended that first football game, which was the final one of the season. And you know what? Everybody's in their green and gold and their Baylor apparel now, but in that first homecoming football game, seniors wore their caps and gowns to the game.
Wow.
Which was won by Baylor, if memory serves me, not because I was there,
right.
but because I had read it. I think Baylor beat TCU 6-3.
Very nice.
In that homecoming game.
Very nice. Great history. So much history and tradition. All that comes out on homecoming, and just a big part of it when alums are back on campus and they remember their early days here. And I remember when I was a freshman here at Baylor, I was talking about this earlier this week, I was in Penland Hall, and I woke up on a Saturday morning. What's that noise? Look out the window. It was the homecoming parade coming by. I wasn't a great participant as a freshman here at Baylor, but since then I've tried to make up for it.
Well, you know, as we said with Dr. Livingstone during the Let Your Light Shine last night with everybody's cell phone flashlights, the freshman class really showed out last night. They were enthusiastic, excited about being a part of the Baylor family from just the moment that they hit campus. And so it was a thrilling, exhilarating, energizing evening last night here on the Baylor campus. You see a great crowd along 5th Street as we bring the Baylor Homecoming Parade, the 110th anniversary Homecoming Parade, live here on KCEN TV and also on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube as well. So we appreciate KCEN and their wonderful sponsorship and partnership to bring you the Baylor Homecoming Parade.
All right, that is the very start of the parade with the color guard, the Baylor ROTC. Welcome Home banner is right behind them. Then you'll see the Golden Wave Band in all their strength leading off this parade today. It's a busy week for a lot of people. It's a busy week for the Golden Wave Band, isn't it?
We really put them through the ringer last night at the pep rally. When you talk about delays in a parade, we had some delays with the pep rally last night, and the Golden Wave Band, they came through every single time. But you see the Baylor Welcome Home banner this year carried by the Freshman Class Council. We appreciate Baylor's Department of Public Safety as well. Thank you for being in the parade today.
Nice ride there by Baylor PD. Coming around the Rosenbaum Fountain, and isn't it great that when the fountain was added here on 5th Street, they made room for the parade to continue right down through the heart of campus and go right around the fountain.
That's right. You do have to be careful when you go around the fountain as well. But as you see, we've got ROTC following, and we appreciate our Air Force and Army ROTC units on campus. And, of course, we welcome right here to the center of the historic part of the Baylor University campus, the Baylor Golden Wave Marching Band. You see everybody moving around the Rosenbaum Fountain this morning. Always nice to have a return of a fountain to Fountain Mall.
Perfect, isn't it?
And again, Freshman Class Council carrying the Welcome Home banner.
Baylor ROTC. Wasn't it great last night with the green lights shining on the fountain, then the green lights on Pat Neff Hall. And then fireworks. We had fireworks in association with the bonfire last night.
It really was a tremendous night, and then a rousing speech, perfect for a pep rally, by our own football coach, Matt Rule.
Oh, he can do it, can't he? Matt Rule and the Bears are 5-0. They are 22 in the nation this week, hosting Texas Tech this afternoon. 3 o'clock kickoff right across the river, right across the Humphrey Bridge at McLean Stadium.
Gosh, what a great shot right now, looking down 5th Street. You see just how deep the crowd is. Everybody just lining 5th Street through the campus. And again, we are being ready to hear from our Golden Wave Marching Band. They have been around for more than 110 years. Today, they are 300 members strong. Their name came about in 1928. They said they look like they were wearing yellow uniforms that look like a golden wave. So let's take a listen to the Baylor Golden Wave Marching Band.
Sharp Baylor Golden Wave Band coming down 5th Street around the fountain and heading off our homecoming parade on this Saturday morning. It's a big group, 300 members strong.
It's a great group, incredibly spirited, whether they are at a pep rally or marching on the football field at McLean Stadium or courtside for volleyball and all the basketball games. They are just a tremendous group, and we are proud of our Golden Wave Band.
Golden Wave Band followed by our Spirit Squads. And take a look at this group. Well, this is a great group. We saw briefly Bruiser and Marigold in a car coming, and then the Spirit Squad, there they are right now. Bruiser and Marigold, big fan favorites. Truett Beard is sitting on the far side over there. He loves Bruiser and Marigold.
Well, Truett's going to get a really good look at him here in just a moment as they go around Rosenbaum Fountain. But we love our Bear mascots, Bruiser and Marigold. And you see behind them a great group of flags as well. And those belong to our international students and scholars, representing nearly 1,000 strong international students coming to Baylor from more than 80 countries. So sick 'em to our global Bears.
Talk about the band being really busy this week, homecoming week, about those Spirit Squads. A lot of demands on their time, so we appreciate them under the direction of Kristen Hankins, Jenny Farmer, and Daniel Saines.
And right behind our international students and scholars, you could probably start to hear the crowd cheering a little bit.
Hey,
because look
there
who
you
we
go.
have. It's Baylor head coach Kim Mulkey and your national champion Baylor Lady Bears.
Got the big trophy there with her. Hello, Coach. Congratulations again. Coach Kim Mulkey winning her 3rd national championship as head coach here at Baylor.
And the Lady Bears have won 10 regular season and 10 Big 12 tournament championships during Coach Kim Mulkey's tenure. And, of course, national championship number 3, as you were saying, and counting. How about that? And congratulations to our Baylor Lady Bears in the parade today as well. We love them, and we look forward to the Big 12 or the opening. They will open their season on November 5th against New Hampshire in the Farrell Center at 6 o'clock, and they open Big 12 play January 4th at Oklahoma.
Some members of the Lady Bears team. Big 12 preseason poll came out this week. Baylor picked number 1. There's Baylor President Linda Livingstone and the first gent, Brad Livingstone. Good morning to you. Happy homecoming to the Livingstones.
The Livingstones started the parade downtown in that Jeepster right behind them. but as soon as they hit 5th Street, they are out of the car. And they love to walk along 5th Street and greet alumni and students and friends of the university, parents and others who are here lining 5th Street for the Baylor University Homecoming Parade.
I love that car. It's a great vehicle. They are followed by, there's a look at that vehicle that carried the Livingstones right up until they hit campus. Lori, the torchbearers and the story of the Immortal 10 is a huge part of Baylor history. There's Joel Allison.
And Jerry Clements, the chair of the Board of Regents. And we appreciate the leadership of this institution, of course led by Dr. Livingstone as she makes her way down 5th Street on the Baylor campus. But you're right about the Immortal 10. I mean, and you see the eternal flame that helped light the bonfire last night, which really lit up Fountain Mall here at the campus. It really got us off to a great start as we prepare for the football game today. Don't forget, 3 p.m. at McLean Stadium, number 22 Baylor and Texas Tech. That's going to be a big matchup, and we hope the Bears can just continue to build that momentum this season.
First two of our homecoming court nominees, we saw Madison Apwan representing the Golden Wave Band, Queen and Court nominee, and then we saw Madeline Traylor representing the Baylor Spirit Squad, co-ed.
And there's Madison, followed by Madeline. And this is Abby Dennis. Abby is a sophomore corporate communications major from Mansfield, Texas. She is the Queen and Court nominee for the Baylor Spirit Squad mascot team. She's a member of the Baylor Spirit Squad's Security team.
Security. Followed by Caroline Embry, another Spirit Squad, the song leader, Queen and Court nominee. One of the song leaders for the Baylor Spirit Squads. This is Mackenzie Martin, representing the all-girl Baylor Spirit Squad. 4-year member, captain of the all-girl cheerleading team.
We also have Dr. Nancy Brickhouse, who has returned to Baylor as the university's provost. She is a Baylor chemistry graduate. And Dr. Brickhouse, we welcome you back to Baylor University. Thanks so much for returning to your alma mater. We have the first of, I believe, 10 balloons that are in the parade today. This one, the Baylor United balloon, that is carried by Lead LLC.
It's the Queen and the Court in this horse-drawn carriage. Our queen this year, Baylor Homecoming, right there in the front, is Kaylin Blancas, representing the Student Foundation. Princesses this year, Amelia Tidwell, representing Phi Alpha Theta. Lily Sandblom, representing Kappa Alpha Theta. Lauren Cox, representing the Baylor Bee Association, Baylor Women's Basketball. And Hannah Abagwu, representing Kappa Omicron Nu. Congratulations to all of them.
Now following behind them, we have the students who represent outstanding philanthropy, outstanding spiritual commitment, outstanding Baylor involvement, and outstanding academics. So thank you to Madeline Ray representing Baylor Helping Hands, McKenna Nichols representing Cure BU, Marissa Murdoch representing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and Catherine Terrell representing Baylor Religious Hour Choir.
So Dr. Robin Driscoll go by, Vice President and Chief of Staff here at Baylor University. And who's this? Well, it's Cub Scout Pack 497. Welcome to you guys up early on a Saturday and walking your way through the Baylor Homecoming Parade.
All right, we have one of our first floats coming through, and I love this one. This is Camp Livingstone. Camp Livingstone, led by Tri Delta and Phi Kappa Chi. Camp Livingstone represents the many different summer camps that Baylor students either went to as a camper growing up or work as a counselor during their summers. On this float, we tried to capture the scenery of a summer camp in the mountains, or in this case, Cameron Park in Waco, where two cabins representing Baylor and Texas Tech are competing in camp games. There are two kayakers racing down the Brazos River, and Baylor is winning the competition, everyone. Camp pranks also took place at Camp Livingstone when the Texas Tech cabin was TP'd.
Little TPing going on there. Sydney Dietz follows that float. Sydney is the Tri-Delt Queen and Court nominee. Communications 4+1 student from Sulphur Springs.
Followed by our Baylor Wake team, a club team at Baylor University, nationally ranked as well. I think there's a theme of Baylor sports clubs, teams, and just intercollegiate athletics being ranked nationally.
Preparing champions for life. That's what's going on in Baylor athletics.
And the Sigma Phi Epsilon sweetheart coming through, the Queen and Court nominee, Madison Sykes.
This is the Baylor Alumni Board of Advocates. Thanks to Mark Holcomb for that sweet ride. There's Sailor Bear coming up right behind them. Good look at that.
We appreciate our Board of Advocates for Baylor alumni. They do a wonderful job fostering and building relationships with present and future alumni. And there's that Sailor Bear balloon, and everybody's excited about Sailor Bear being back on the football helmets as well as Baylor and Texas Tech square off today at 3 o'clock at McLean Stadium. Great shot down 5th Street towards Interstate 35. Just the historic part of campus, and just shows you the great crowd here at Baylor as everybody makes their way down 5th Street towards Bagby Avenue.
Baylor Dance Company there. Student organization on campus featuring dancers from a variety of dance backgrounds. It was established in 2005. Continues to give students a chance to incorporate dance into their Baylor experience. Dance on the Baylor campus now. There was a time not too long ago when that didn't happen.
Well, they specialize in contemporary, jazz, and hip-hop styles, and it gives members the opportunities to grow in a variety of dance styles. They perform on campus and in the Waco community to share their love of dance and their love of performing. That's the Baylor Dance Company.
You know, you mentioned Sailor Bear on the football helmets. We'll see that today. That's a great look. We had that last year on homecoming. Remember that?
Yes.
Against Oklahoma State. It was a great look. And what a huge win that was over Oklahoma State. Last second touchdown by Denzel Mims. And Baylor won over Oklahoma State. Baylor looking to continue that homecoming success. Baylor's won 8 of their last 9 homecoming football games and playing Texas Tech this afternoon.
All right, let's keep that streak going today. 3 o'clock today, Baylor and Texas Tech at McLean Stadium.
This is the Waco Texans Soccer Club. There you go. Glad y'all are in the parade. Good morning to you.
You know,
Ooh, they're
soccer,
tossing candy.
yeah, soccer players, they're used to this kind of weather.
That's true.
Soccer, it's always cold.
Used to getting up early on a Saturday morning, too, aren't they?
A little dribbling down 5th Street.
You know, that candy they throw never makes it up to our stage. I don't know why. Just never makes it quite up here. This is Olivia Azzapardo. She is the Baylor Physicians Assistant Society Queen and Court nominee.
And you see future Baylor nurses behind her. Future Baylor Nurses Association Baylor, of course, with a long history of health care, including our outstanding Louise Harrington School of Nursing up in Dallas, training nurses to learn, lead, and serve. So welcome to our future nurses, because you make a difference, a huge difference in our healthcare system.
My daughter Maddie, a graduate of the Louise Harrington School of Nursing, working here at Baylor Scott and White Hillcrest in Waco.
All right, you see the big toe king, so you know that means a big float is coming down 5th Street. This is Bruisers Drive-In from Kappa Alpha Theta and Delta Tau Delta. The 2019 Homecoming Parade float, Bruisers Drive-In. Little popcorn, hot dogs.
Dr. Pepper.
Of course. It's a big Dr. Pepper.
It is.
You could use that when you get up early in the morning, especially when you have to be on the parade route bright and early. But love that ride at Bruisers Drive-In.
That's a lot of work on that parade. And think about homecoming this year. What's today, October 12th? Last year it was November 3rd. So quite a bit of an accelerated pace by all the groups that had to get floats ready for the parade this year.
Yeah, it seems like the semester started and we were already thinking
right.
homecoming.
That's right.
But what one of those spectacular floats. Again, we have 11 of those that'll be in the parade today. So thank you to Kappa Alpha Theta and Delta Tau Delta for Bruisers Drive-In. That is Emily Martins, the sweetheart of Delta Tau Delta. That, too, is a sweet ride.
Yes, it is. I think we cornered the market on all the convertibles in Waco for homecoming.
So. You know, brand new ones, antiques.
Love them all. Another look at Emily Mertens, Delta Tau Delta, Queen and Court nominee. This is Miss West Fest 2019, Jillian Sexton, a junior at West High School, a member of the West High School Junior Historians, varsity cheerleader, member of the Trojan Marching Band. Very active there at West High School. It's West's homecoming. West High School's homecoming this weekend also.
All right. Well, we appreciate you getting up early on a Saturday morning and helping us celebrate here with the Baylor University Homecoming Parade, followed by Baptist Student Ministries and the City of Waco, the Flying W, one of our 10 balloons in the parade today. Balloons continue to be more popular. And I wonder what it was like for them going underneath the I-35
exactly.
bridge.
And no wind is a real plus for those folks holding the balloons.
Absolutely it is. And as you see, you go down the tree-lined part of 5th Street. These beautiful live oak trees and others that just make the Baylor University campus just spectacularly beautiful this morning. But thank you to our friends with the City of Waco for being part today. We had Baptist Student Ministry just a moment ago. We had the Queen and Court nominee for them, Christine Fisher. Now we have the Baylor National Panhellenic Council coming down 5th Street. And
all right, putting on a show along the way also.
But great to have so many student organizations and others be a part of the Baylor Homecoming Parade, showing the depth and breadth of our Baylor student body. We have a lot more to come here on the Baylor University Homecoming Parade. Again, thank you to our partners at KCEN TV for broadcasting the parade today and also having a live stream on various social media channels. And we also want to thank the Sadie Jo Black Family Foundation for making today's broadcast possible. Thank you to our National Panhellenic Council here at Baylor.
They are followed closely by Dr. Kevin Jackson. Good morning to you, Kevin Jackson, Vice President for Student Life. Saw him out here last night at the bonfire and pep rally. he's handing out $100 bills there. Kevin, very kind of you. The Robinson Rockettes drill team in the Baylor Homecoming Parade. Representing Robinson High School. This drill team established in 1971. Not up on my high school football scores from last night.
Neither
I don't know how
am
Robinson
I.
did.
Yeah. I think they
I
were playing
apologize.
Lorena, right?
Yeah, it's a big game.
But one thing we love about the Baylor Homecoming Parade, it's not only just about Baylor, it's about the community as well. And so we appreciate high schools like Robinson and West being in our parade today. Now we have the Baylor Dive Club. Baylor Dive Club is an organization created to connect students with an interest in marine life and scuba diving.
Representative Scott Sanford going by in the convertible. Welcome to you, sir. We appreciate you being here this morning. Waco Hippodrome, downtown Waco, the historic Waco Hippodrome. Isn't that a great place?
It is.
I
It's
love
amazing.
every chance I get to go down there.
Same here. Same here. What a beautiful way to begin that restoration and all that energy of downtown Waco. And that was Humphrey the Hippo with us this morning, followed by Breanne Bates. Breanne is the sweetheart of Beta Upsilon Chi. This is a junior corporate communications major from Mineola, Florida.
All right, another float in the parade today. This is Living in Paradise. Zeta Tau Alpha Beta Upsilon Chi's Living in Paradise. Man, look at the work on that one.
All right, Bruiser catching a few waves.
Catching a wave, dude. Bruiser's multi-talented. He can do that.
It is another one of those great-looking floats. And again, they had to make sure this year that they met specific requirements as far as width goes. Because remember, you started downtown Waco, you had to go down 4th Street, and then you had to go under I-35, under the overpass there. And on 4th Street, it gets really skinny.
Yes.
And so it's great to see our floats so far have made them intact. This is Gabriella Jackson with Zeta Tau Alpha. And also our Baylor Virtual Reality Club.
You talk about a guy in his own world. That's him right there. Virtual reality. It's Alexandra Barnett. No, I'm sorry, it's not. There's Alexandra Barnett. She is the Homecoming Queen nominee from the Baylor Virtual Reality Club. Studio art major from Rockwall, senior Alexandra Barnett.
And we have Alexa Bogny. She's the Homecoming Court nominee for Baylor NAACP. Followed by the line jersey balloon.
There's a great group, that Baylor line. Boy, one of the great traditions at Baylor and really in all of college football is the Baylor line running onto the field before the game. I never miss it. Whatever we're doing in our pregame show, I make time to watch the Baylor line run on the field.
Yeah, and one thing that Coach Matt Rule was super excited about last night that he told the crowd is that the Baylor student body set a record for student tickets. More than 10,000 have been distributed. So we're going to have a great crowd at McLean Stadium. And students, y'all are really showing out for that one. You bring the energy and the excitement to the game. And we are looking forward to it and seeing the Baylor line in action today.
Yeah, think about that. What's our student population here? 14,000 or so?
Oh, it's about 17,000.
17,000, but 10,000 tickets drawn by students for this game today. That's terrific. All-time record.
And they once they went up for distribution, students are really going for them.
Great to have Vanguard College Preparatory School in our parade today. This is the Hispanic Student Association, celebrating not only Baylor's homecoming, but also Hispanic Heritage Month. Or you talk about history and tradition of Baylor University, Baylor athletics. You can't tell that story without Coach Grant Taff and Donnell Taff. Welcome to the Taffs in our homecoming parade this morning. Love Coach and Mrs. Taff.
All right, we have more Queen and Court nominees coming through. We had Kappa Chi Alpha's homecoming court representative, Jana Atmosphera, just a moment ago, followed by the Baylor Rugby Club homecoming queen nominee, Emily McAdams, and Tau Beta Sigma's nominee, Kristen Cook, president of Tau Beta Sigma.
Now, does this count as a float? The Nose Brothers?
It counts as half a float.
Is it half a float? The Nose Brothers in the parade. Welcome to the Nose. Well done by the Nose Brotherhood.
Well, we know it would not be a parade if we did not have the Nose show up somewhere in the middle of the parade. And they're followed very closely by the Salvation Army and its Emergency Disaster Services Division in McLennan County. So when disaster strikes, one of the first signs that help is on the way is often the arrival of a Salvation Army mobile feeding unit, a canteen like this one, offering meals, drinks, supplies, and support to survivors and rescue workers. And we had the president of McLennan Community College with us today, Dr. Johnette McCown. We're so glad to have you with us, followed by Adam Hutchison, who is the provost for Texas State Technical College.
Our neighbors here in Waco appreciate MCC and TSTC being recognized in the parade. How about the Swing Dance Society? Saw the dance club earlier. This is the Baylor Swing Dance Society, where students dance to 40s big band swing music. They meet on the Burleson Quadrangle Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8 to 10 p.m.
And this is Miss West 2019-2020. It's Skylar Schaefer. Skylar, thank you for being here this morning, a junior at West High School, where she's actively involved in the band. Followed by Catherine Chapman. Catherine is the homecoming court nominee for Beta Beta Beta, or the National Biological Honors Society.
The Order of Omega is represented by Mackenzie Miller. Kenzie, car driven by her dad, Mark Miller, also a Baylor alum. And Mackenzie representing the Order of Omega.
Next we have Bianca Ricoder. She is the president of Kappa Delta Chi. She is the Queen in Court nominee for that organization. Good morning to you, Bianca.
Dr. Rodney Bowden is the dean of the Robbins College of Health and Human Services. Welcome to you.
Jennifer Throne, a senior religion and history major from the Washington, D.C. area. She is the homecoming nominee for Alpha Delta Pi. She hopes to attend graduate school after Baylor graduation and make a difference in the world by interacting with people in need.
Hey, there's Chris Radcliffe, KCEN, the KCEN crew, providing the parade coverage and in the parade as well. Hey, Chris, good morning to you.
You know, Chris, I think, is providing his own commentary all the way down Fifth Street.
Give that man a microphone. Mike Stanford driving the KCEN vehicle.
Well, good morning to Chris Radcliffe and then Mike Stanford also with KCEN. We appreciate them being in the parade this morning. And we've got another float headed our way. This is Alpha Delta Pi and Sigma Alpha Epsilon, the Knights of the Big 12.
Ooh. Around the table there, looks like the bear sitting in the big chair. Gotta like that. Great theme, great float from Alpha Delta Pi and Sigma Alpha Epsilon.
Well, you know, the Big 12 is a major partnership, but we also compete really heavily when we get on the court and on the field. And following the Knights of the Big 12, the Alpha Delta Pi and Sigma Alpha Epsilon Knights of the Big 12 float is the Philanthropy balloon for Alpha Delta Pi, or AD Pi. They're a proud supporter of the Ronald McDonald House Charities. provide such a needed service for families and children who find their kids in the hospital and need a support system, need a place to be able to stay, and where they're loved on and cared for, and they have some sense of normalcy. So thank you to the Ronald McDonald House Charities and AD Pie for being a proud supporter of that wonderful organization.
Representing the Baylor Parents Program, this is Monica and Mark Von Weyden. They're Baylor's 2019-2020 Parents of the Year. They have two current Baylor students, sons Nick and Alex. They are in the Austin area, from the Austin area. They're the Parents of the Year from the Baylor Parents Program.
Good morning to St. Paul's Episcopal School students, a private independent school located in the heart of downtown Waco, serving children 18 months through 6th grade from throughout the greater Waco community. All right, decked out in their green and gold with their signs saying, "Go Baylor."
Here's Keegan Pruitt. She is Miss McLennan County Teen USA. Good morning to you and welcome to Keegan Pruitt.
And this is a really cool thing here. The School of Education, Dean Terrell Saxon, but also this is Laura Hornbeek, and Laura was the National Student Teacher of the Year. So Baylor University graduate from the School of Education. So congratulations to you, Laura Hornbeek. We're glad to have you back and glad to have you honored as National Student Teacher of the Year.
What a great honor. Dr. Saxon's my neighbor in our neighborhood. Waco City Council on the school bus, appropriately enough. Great to have them a part of our parade this morning. There's the Waco City Council.
We appreciate Mayor Kyle Deaver and also City Council members Andrea Bearfield, also Hector Sabito, John Kennard, Dylan Meek, and Jim Holmes. Our council members, thank you so much for your support of Baylor. We're so excited to have you in the parade today. We love our partnership between Baylor University and the city of Waco.
Followed by that truck of energetic Baylor students. That's the Baylor Student Government, representative organization of 100 student leaders who serve in the executive, legislative, and judicial branches on campus. How about that truck?
I love that, with Sailor Bear. And, of course, we got your executive leadership there for the Baylor Student Government. Student Body President Sloan Simpson, I saw there. And we've got another parade coming, or another float coming up. It's Bruiser's Arcade, Kappa Omega Tau.
Another great concept from KOT.
Kind of looks like 5th Street last night during the pep rally. All along 5th Street, they had a great carnival with games like skee ball and others where you could just have fun and enjoy the Baylor campus before the parade, the pep rally began. And so we appreciate Kappa Omega Tau and their great work with Bruiser's Arcade.
Really great themes, really great concepts by those groups who have floats in the parade today. Well done.
And they've stopped along here so a few people can play a little bit of skee ball.
It's like that payout is there on the back of the float. There it is. Salute from KOT.
Having to back up just a little bit to be able to get around the fountain, okay? But
is that what it is?
If you take a look at it, it is a huge flow, just spectacular looking.
In some cases, it is a tight squeeze, isn't it? Right around the fountain.
You got to have the right angle to get around there. I guess it would be a left angle as you're going around the left side of the fountain. But again, another wonderful look down 5th Street. This is the iconic look right here, especially with the giant BU bear balloon. Now that would be the one to watch going under the overpass there at I-35. That takes some teamwork to get that underneath.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how they do that with that big a balloon under the overpass.
Just pull it down and you...
Walking through,
yep,
huh?
That's right.
Young Baylor fan along the sidelines here along 5th Street. Great crowd here. We've had a great crowd all along the parade route. Started down on where?
Started at 11th and Austin. And everybody got there incredibly early this morning. I'm not even sure what time they had to arrive. So those who, I know that Chamber was out on that parade route at 3 o'clock this morning.
3 a.m.
To get everything set up, to be able to block the roads, and so they could just make a smooth transition from downtown Waco to the Baylor campus. Hey, Bruiser's Arcade is now moving around.
There you go.
So they have made it through. Hey, welcome to our Girl Scouts of Central Texas. Their mission, Girl Scouting builds girls of courage, confidence, and character and make the world a better place. And also thank you for your cookies, ladies. We appreciate Thin Mints and Samoas every year. All right. Love our Girl Scouts here in Central Texas. Followed by Sing Alliance. Established in 1998, Sing Alliance is a student-led organization at Baylor that gives students a chance to participate in all universities sing. You went to Pigskin last night, is that right?
I was at Pigskin last night, yeah, it was great. Great shows. There's another one tonight, I think 8 o'clock because of the football game at 3, so one more showing. Blair Browning, what a great job he does as the host and MC.
Oh, he is terrific. He is terrific.
Of both Sing and Pigskin. Glad to have Eagle Christian Academy, a part of the Baylor Homecoming Parade, founded in 1984. Eagle Christian Academy, an academic institution building and equipping leaders with a Christian worldview in Greater Waco.
All right, we welcome them to the Baylor campus, making their way from 11th and Austin and downtown Waco here to Baylor. You see their Eagle.
There's their
well.
Eagle, right. Ooh, Eagle wings there.
Yeah.
Like that.
And right behind Eagle Christian Academy is the 30-foot bear balloon that is hoisted today, or held on to, maybe is a better way to look at it, for freshman class council. But boy, that is one spectacular bear. And you know, you got the Eagle leading the way, followed by the bear.
Followed by the bear. Big old bear. You mentioned it a couple of times, Lori, but that freshman class going through their first homecoming here at Baylor. Boy, they were well represented last night at the pep rally and bonfire. We've seen the Baylor line come through. So we'll see all this group, the freshmen, at the football game this afternoon. Just a great freshman group.
You know, what's exciting about this freshman class, they're the most academically qualified class in Baylor history, about 3,300 strong. Nearly 40% come from out of state. And so you have a lot of students who are here, who are experiencing Baylor, who are experiencing a Baylor homecoming for the first time. And I tell you what, it'll be deeply ingrained in you. And you will be back for homecoming for years and years, because it's just a wonderful, memorable experience here on the Baylor campus every year.
So Kiara Kiki Grease came through, a freshman from Redondo Beach, California, representing the freshman class. Then Phi Mu Sinfonia, and their nominee as well.
We have Senator Kirk Watson, another Baylor graduate, with us in the parade, followed by the Baylor Pre-Veterinary Association, a society that works with local shelters and therapeutic riding centers to give our members experience with many realms of animal welfare. So thank you, Baylor Pre-Vet Society.
My wife is reaching out trying to pet those dogs right now when they go by. Kristen Griffin is their representative of the Baylor Pre-Veterinary Association.
All right, you see the grackles coming through. These are some puppets that were made, and one of the things that I loved about this, some local artists put those together. They said, you know, what is something that that is unique to Waco. And everybody said, if it's grackles, you got to own it. So own
great.
the grackles. So thank you to Creative Waco for making that possible today to be experience some really cool art.
Baylor Baja is a student-led organization that designs, fabricates, and races a single-seat off-road car. Pretty cool vehicle there by Baylor Baja. Hey, this is Coach Felicia Mulkey and Baylor Acrobatics and Tumbling, the 5-time defending NCATA national champions. What a great group that is, Baylor Acrobatics and Tumbling. So there have been 9 national championships that have ever been won in the sport. Felicia Mulkey has coached teams that have won all 9.
Wow.
The last 5 here at Baylor.
You know, if you have the last name of Mulkey and you're a head coach at Baylor, you're probably going to win.
You're royalty.
That's right. You certainly are. Hey, and just a moment ago when we talked about the Grackles and Creative Waco, also we want to thank Keep Waco Beautiful for their partnership, bringing those grackles to life on our campus today.
Valor Preparatory Academy is in our parade. It's 50th year here in Waco, University Model School with students from 4 years old up to 9th grade, adding a grade each year until they'll serve children through the 12th grade.
All right, see the Brown family. Good morning to you. Followed by the Bear Pit basketball balloon. Basketball season will start just about any moment now.
Less than a month away. Practice is already underway. November 5th for the season openers for both the Baylor men and women. It's going to be a fun year in the Farrell Center. Really high expectations for both Coach Scott Drew's team and Coach Kim Mulkey's team.
And you know what? We would not have it any other way. So sick 'em Bears and sick 'em Lady Bears. And thank you to the Bear Pit leadership team. The Bear Pit is the student organization that makes game day in Farrell worth remembering.
This is the Latino Pre-Health Student Association, second largest Latino organization on Baylor's campus. Glad to have them a part of Baylor Homecoming Parade 2019.
They not only serve the Latinx community of Waco, but also our brothers and sisters in Venezuela throughout various fundraisers and events.
Their nominee is Gianna Rodriguez from the Latino Pre-Health Student Association.
Followed by Emma Duggan. She is the Sigma Chi sweetheart.
Emma's got the heavy coat on. Some of those nominees are going sleeveless, nice dresses. Emma goes with the coat on a morning when it's 49 degrees. Chi Omega and Sigma Chi. Hey, you recognize that guy, right?
That's Woody.
That's Woody.
Hey, and this is the grand champion, is it not, of our parade?
Here we go. The grand champion float in this homecoming parade.
And I see Jesse from Toy Story across the way, all of the characters.
Wow, look at that.
It is game time, presented by Sigma Chi and Chi Omega, bringing back all of your favorite childhood toys and games. Battle it out in the boxing ring with the Bears against the Red Raiders. You can build Waco's landmarks along with them. See if you can spy with your little eye all the nostalgic toys that you love.
How about that? Etch-a-Sketch with Pat Neff Hall on there. Well done, judges. Grand champion Sigma Chi and Chi Omega with their float. It's Meredith Kim, Chi Omega's nominee. Chi Omega with their Make-A-Wish Foundation balloon.
Another great philanthropy for one of our student organizations.
Dr. Todd Still is the dean of the Truett Seminary. Appreciate Dr. Still.
All right, followed by Cure BU. Now, Cure BU is a nonprofit service organization that partners with Cure International to build hospitals, train local physicians, and provide surgeries to children in developing countries. So we want to welcome Cure BU to the Baylor Parade.
I think those dogs walking by, probably therapy dogs. Isn't that a great program?
Certainly is. And followed by our basic utility vehicle. That's a student led engineering organization that designs and builds vehicles that deliver affordable transportation to developing countries. They've partnered with Village of Hope over the last 2 summers to build 2 of those vehicles in Uganda with their vocational students, and they've also partnered with Mission Waco to send a vehicle to Haiti.
Look down the parade route coming down 5th Street here on the Baylor campus, brought to you without commercial interruption by Douglas Subaru on KCEN TV. And we appreciate everyone that's tuned in this morning, John Morris and Lori Fogelman, and thousands of Baylor folks along the parade route.
Speaking of thousands along the parade route, of course, here comes Student Foundation on the double bikes. This morning, Student Foundation celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Student Foundation has helped students grow as leaders in service to Baylor and their fellow Bears. Members past and present create a legacy through their shared commitment to recruit students, raise scholarship funds, and build goodwill among alumni and friends. You can find out more about them on the Baylor University website. Also, you know when they're coming because they are in the iconic green and white striped shirts.
Student Foundation, and again, our homecoming queen. We saw her earlier. Now she's back walking this time along the parade route, at least this portion of it, here on 5th Street.
Kaylin Blancas, is our homecoming queen this year, a senior marketing honors and merchandising student from Houston, Texas. She is Student Foundation co-president, so one of the reasons why she's walking with her fellow members of Student Foundation. Kaylin drives strategy and plans events to carry out Student Foundation's mission to serve Baylor students past, present, and future. She also leads across campus in Greek life and several honor societies. She's a 4.0 scholar, conducts neuroscience research on the Baylor campus. Wow. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, what do you do in your spare time?
Yeah, but a cool thing about Kaylin is she decided she wanted to attend Baylor in the 4th grade and proudly claims her experience on campus has far surpassed the dreams she crafted during those 8 years.
There's our good friend Carol Fitzgerald driving the tractor and the trailer representing Fitzgerald Landscaping. We see them all around Baylor campus athletic facilities. We appreciate our partnership with Fitzgerald Landscaping. Kind of looks like a good old-fashioned hayride there, doesn't it?
It feels like hayride weather. Thank goodness it finally does.
I think I may start sneezing being that close to the hay.
This is Jenna Grund, who represents Alpha Phi, the newest sorority in Baylor Panhellenic, chartered back in the spring. She's a sophomore communication sciences and disorders major from San Antonio, Texas.
Jenna representing Alpha Phi.
Right behind them, I believe we've got...
Is this Heart of Texas?
The Heart of Texas float. Alpha Phi and Pi Kappa Phi.
We'll say howdy to those folks. Their float, Heart of Texas.
Some great enthusiasm in the parade today.
Love it. Alpha Phi and Pi Kappa Phi in their float, Heart of Texas. This is the Pi Kappa Phi homecoming court nominee, Ashley Martin. Homecoming queen and court were announced on Thursday at Pigskin and then introduced again at the Pigskin performances. Both of them last night and again at the one coming up tonight. This is Baylor crew. They're getting a workout in here during the homecoming parade. club rowing team that competes against teams across Texas and other states. These rowers show grit and determination in all they do.
And what a great place to be able to be a crew member along Lake Brazos, in between the Baylor campus and McLean Stadium. It's just a spectacular place to be able to get out in a rowboat if you want to do what they do as part of the crew team, but also to be on kayak, in one of the standing boards or a canoe. We are very fortunate to have the beautiful Brazos River come through Waco.
So Claire Hudson, the Baylor crew nominee, and the distinguished staff and outstanding professors came by in that carriage. What a great honor to be named distinguished staff and outstanding professor here at Baylor. And then the Dr. Pepper Hour balloon. Dr. Pepper Hour lives here on the Baylor campus and has since 1953. Long-standing tradition of the Student Union. Apparently had a commemorative cup this week at Dr. Pepper
right.
Hour. I didn't make it over for that.
And ladies and gentlemen, Zeta Zigga Zama, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that serves Baylor and the Waco community through service, building strong Christian community, and throwing safe and substance-free parties.
Z.
You know, I have a feeling they haven't slept all night. They are enthusiastic. Remember to carry on that enthusiasm through 3 o'clock today. All 4 quarters of that Baylor-Texas Tech football game coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's the kickoff at McLean Stadium.
And they're grilling on that float, Lori, and they sent us up a hot dog from the float, from ZZZ.
Right.
How about that? Thank you very much.
They grilled that one good, too.
Yes, they did. I like it like that. Baylor Country Dance Club is next, a young organization that teaches students how to line dance, partner dance, and just have fun doing it. So we've had now 3 variations of dance organizations come through the parade.
You know, Baylor has more than 300 student organizations, so you can find your tribe, you can find your people, you can find your interest. You can be involved in so many different kinds of organizations, but that's another thing that makes Baylor University special, especially for students, is that they have a way to get involved and give back here at Baylor in many different ways.
All right, see if this big old Tokine truck can make its way around the Rosenbaum Fountain. It is towing the parade float of Gold Rush. This is the float of Pi Beta Phi and Kappa Sigma. Gold Rush coming through.
I believe this was one of our Class A winners from last night. We do know one of the float winners, and the Gold Rush float, old Western style. Looks like Texas Tech Red Raider was in the slammer.
Good looking float there from Kappa Sigma and Pi Beta Phi.
You got the general store and the bank for Baylor. Man,
Yeah,
a
they
lot
got
of
that
work goes into this.
And they've got that Red Raider locked up tight.
A little bit of a wanted poster I saw there, so they were able to complete the deal.
Hannah Scroggins follows. She is the homecoming court nominee from Pi Beta Phi. She is the president of Pi Beta Phi, Hannah Scroggins. Some more Cub Scouts coming through. This is Cub Scout Pack 308 with us in the Baylor Homecoming Parade this morning. Welcome, guys.
They are the largest running pack in Waco. And they are a Cub Scout pack tailored for boys and girls ages 5 to 11. They learn about hiking, nature, science, citizenship, and a lot more. And they're signing up new scouts now.
Sign them up.
Want to welcome our district superintendents from around the Waco area. We welcome Baylor graduate Sharon Shields from La Vega, James Keeler from Bosqueville ISD, and George Kazanas from Midway ISD.
Big game, Baylor and Tech for Mr. Kazanis.
Again, that's just another part of the partnership between our local communities, Central Texas and Baylor University. Our Baylor Graduate Business Association. I believe we just saw Katie McMillan, the sweetheart of Alpha Tau Omega. And now we've got another float heading this way. This is Kappa Kappa Gamma and ATO. Again, another one of those award-winning floats. This one is Bruisers Express.
Man, look at that. What a great theme. Great job by Kappa Kappa Gamma and ATO with Bruiser Express. Second cart there is filled with signature beverage of the Bears, Dr. Pepper. Sign the train has just passed under reads Welcome to Waco. Bruiser Express moving down 5th Street. Baylor Beauty's Charity Style Show is represented in our parade this morning on September 25th. Kappa Kappa Gamma hosted the 69th annual Charity Style Show. Organizations from across campus nominated girls to represent them. Then there was a campus-wide vote. That's been going on for a long time, hasn't it, Lori?
Certainly has.
Baylor Beauties.
What'd you say, 69th annual? That's a long
69th
time.
annual.
Making their way down 5th Street around Rosenbaum Fountain, the center of the Baylor campus by Fountain Mall. Okay, what? The parade was just a little bit delayed leaving downtown Waco this morning, but boy, once they hit campus, it has been just a constant stream of terrific entries. A lot of great Baylor spirit here. And we see another local school with us again, Acton Academy joining us.
Acton Academy is a student-driven school. Their mission is to guide each child to understand the world around them and the talents within them so that they can find a calling and change the world.
Followed by the Baylor ASL Club. They seek to promote unity, diversity, and cultural awareness of deaf and hard of hearing individuals, their language and culture on the Baylor campus, as well as to provide opportunities for students to increase their knowledge and experience with American Sign Language. That's the Baylor ASL Club.
Dr. John Singletary, fancy ride there, the Dean of the Baylor School of Social Work. Oh, he's got that nice car, but he's walking behind it. That's all right.
I'm not
Very
sure
good.
if there was enough room for him to be able to hop in that, but Dr. Singletary not minding a bit, happy to walk along the parade route. We want to welcome Sophia Ortiz, the current Miss Teen Americas USA. This is her first year at Baylor, and she's a biology major. This summer, she competed internationally at El Salvador, where she won the title of Miss Teen North America. She's the first national youth ambassador for St. Jude and regularly holds fundraisers to draw attention toward the outstanding care St. Jude's gives to their patients.
This is Jaden Hendricks. She is the sweetheart from Phi Gamma Delta. Jaden is a member of the Chi Omega sorority at Baylor. Jaden is studying nursing. She is from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right, we've got Phi Gamma Delta headed our way now. The honky tonk boot stamp. I sense a theme.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're exactly
right. A
right.
lot of Western themes going on. Baylor and Texas Tech playing today. And John, what's amazing is that it's hard to believe, but Baylor and Texas Tech have not played each other in Waco or in Lubbock in years. I think since 2008.
Yeah, that's right. We played in Arlington for 9 years. We played at the Cotton Bowl 1 year. Neutral site series, but now shifting back to a home-and-home series. So glad it's in Waco today, and then we'll be out in Lubbock to play out there next year.
So first time for the Texas Tech Red Raiders to visit McLean Stadium. And of course, we want it packed out with the green and gold today. An enthusiastic crowd to cheer on the Bears.
Not far away, Christmas on 5th Street. Summer Mills is the Queen and Court nominee representing Santa's Workshop. Santa's Workshop is the annual Christmas event held on the Baylor campus, where student volunteers host a day of Christmas activities for over 250 Head Start children from the greater Waco area. Just a wonderful program. There is Summer Miller.
Hey, that's Santa. I know him.
It's Santa.
And carrying that Christmas on 5th balloon is the Baylor Activities Council. Christmas on 5th Street, another wonderful tradition here at the Baylor campus that welcomes the community along with the Baylor University family on campus to celebrate Christmas. Hopefully we'll have weather like this when Christmas on 5th comes.
Would be ideal. You think this is Santa's first public appearance of the year? Of the season?
It might be.
Central Texas Helping Hands is coming by next. Central Texas Helping Hands is a state-licensed adult daycare center which cares for adults with disabilities and seniors. They're located out in Hewitt. Look at that group. Great group. Good morning to y'all. Glad you're with us on the Baylor Homecoming Parade.
You know, I love what they say. They promote and encourage individuals to reach their full independence with an emphasis on community involvement. They have not only been in this parade today, but they have visited McLean Stadium, Dr. Pepper Museum, Tim Tebow's Night to Shine, and then today's float was made by countless hours of hard work and dedication by the clients. So good morning to Central Texas Helping Hands.
Another good-looking float here. There's no place like homecoming from Kappa Alpha and Alpha Chi Omega.
See the iconic Patneff Tower. At least that's what I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, the Carillons around it. That's perfect.
We got it. But this is a play, of course, on The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Coming. They wanted to capture the image of Baylor being a magical place where everyone comes together, grows together, and discovers together. Homecoming is what makes Baylor special, and it is a beacon to bring everyone in the Baylor community together. There's no place like Baylor Homecoming, and they wanted their float to show that, and it certainly does. We are a community, and we thought The Wizard of Oz was the perfect metaphor for Baylor's amazing faith, family, and friends.
There's State Representative Doc Anderson. Good morning to you, Doc. His trademark cowboy hat. Doc, good to see you. Glad you're with us. Thanks for all you do for our area.
Of course, we have the Baylor Driving Club, a group for all student automotive enthusiasts. This club allows students to learn how to safely and effectively control their vehicle in competitive motorsports setting.
Bit ironic, the driving club car does not drive in the parade. It's towed in the parade.
Well, there we've got number 74 there. It sounds a pretty tricked out ride. But that's the Baylor Driving Club. The club has been built and maintained by Baylor students for more than a decade. The club's car is a 1994 Mustang, not that one, but the one that we saw earlier. It's a 1994 Mustang GT that is used to instruct safety, general maintenance, and driving techniques. And the club's slogan, Build, Race, Show. Except not along 5th Street. Don't race on 5th Street.
Part of the great crowd along 5th Street here, our broadcast location. This is Rebecca Suk from Alpha Chi Omega, their homecoming court nominee. Congratulations to Rebecca.
Followed by Maddie Brooks, the homecoming court nominee for Panhellenic Council. Getting to get another look at 5th Street. You see Carroll Science Building, which has the English department at Baylor. So you see some of the iconic buildings along 5th Street here at Baylor.
Waco Fire Department, engine number 4. Is this the one with the sailor beer on the back? Have you seen this?
I have not.
Let's take a look at the back if we can see that and see if this is the one. Appreciate all our public servants with Waco Fire. One of the fire trucks here in town has a sailor bear with a fire helmet on the back of the truck.
Now that's awesome. Everybody loves Sailor Bear. The Waco Fire Engine 4.
Hey, 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 young Baylor Bears in the fire truck.
And this is Caroline Munsell. Caroline is a senior university scholar concentrating in theater and music. She is the homecoming court nominee for the Baylor Theater Student Society. Baylor Theater, of course, right now with Matilda the Musical on stage. Great season coming up for Baylor University Theater, so make sure you check out their season and get your tickets now.
Well, here comes the Baylor Riding Society. If you see the horses, you know it's near the end of the parade. Baylor Riding Association, a for-fun trail riding club for people of all horse experience levels. Baylor Riding Association has 6 of its own horses dedicated to caring for them and teaching members to love and learn how to ride horses. Baylor Riding Society, riding by, or the Riding Association, as the final entrant in Baylor's Homecoming Parade 2019.
What a great parade it's been. More than 150 entries that started at 11th and Austin in downtown Waco this morning and have wrapped it up here on 5th Street and I think Spate, or it may, I don't know if it goes all the way to Bagby, but it's Spate Avenue. And you see as the parade has ended, you see the Baylor family just gets out into the street and comes up 5th Street, but you see just how strong the crowd has been here today and just how enthusiastic they are to be a part of this 110th anniversary Baylor Homecoming Parade.
Well, terrific crowd here, and let the reunions and the reminiscing and the storytelling continue along the parade route here as the parade comes to an end. And we'll remind you again about the homecoming football game. It's this afternoon, 3 p.m., kickoff at McLean Stadium. Plenty of activities in the South Plaza, out in Touchdown Alley. The gates open at 1:30 this afternoon. So you got plenty of time to maybe make those class reunions or get together with former classmates or families here, and then make your way over to McLean Stadium. You know, it's really fun to make the walk across the Sheila and Walter Humphrey Bridge and walk from campus over to McLean Stadium. That's a great experience.
It is. Not many have that opportunity to do that at universities throughout the country. You go across the bridge, just this incredible span that goes across the Brazos River right into McLean Stadium. And it's a very majestic walk.
It is.
But it's beautiful to be able to walk from the Baylor University campus over that bridge and to McLean Stadium for today's game. We thank you so much for joining us for the 110th anniversary Baylor Homecoming Parade. Again, thanks so much to our partners at KCEN TV and also to the Sadie Jo Black Family Foundation. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful morning, and as always, sick 'em Bears.